Hey man, say man, it's Lil Shay man, holla at you all the way from the A, and we in Casa Library today.
Yeah.
With Brandon Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh man, my buttons don't work today. That's crazy.
No, they supposed to have a sound like clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I'm here, Brandon Lewis, singer-songwriter, right out of Memphis, Tennessee. We here today.
We here.
Thank you for having me, Shay.
You're welcome.
For sure.
No problem. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling
I
good.
got here, I told you. We woke up this morning. Everything after that was up.
You
So
hear me?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. Everything
yeah.
after waking up was good.
I'm proud to hear that. Like you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be hard to
Man,
wake up
what?
sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It just depends on how you processing it all.
You feel me?
You know, it ain't easy. Stuff
feel
don't be
me?
easy.
All right, so we gonna hop straight into it.
I feel like we right on the same page
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
We're gonna hop straight into it, man. Where you tell people? So, Brandon Lewis, if you haven't heard, singer-songwriter. You know what I mean? From Memphis, right?
Yeah, straight out of Memphis.
So, which part of Memphis you from?
It's a little house in Oak Haven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little house in Oak Haven. Then you gotta think I went to Middle College High School, which is at Lemoyne on. You know Lemoyne on at.
Yep.
It's 38106.
In the South.
Yeah. So, we from around the way for sure. Yeah. But we definitely are straight out of Memphis, man.
Okay. How long you? Oh, so you been here all your life,
My
right?
whole life, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then we moved. Sometimes you have to move around. Sometimes you move a little bit, but this is where I've been at.
Okay.
Majority of the time, we've been in Memphis.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, how you start on your songwriting career?
Ooh.
Or even like before the career part, like how did you even start songwriting?
Trying it.
Trying it.
That sounds so generic, but just trying. I was I guess I wanted to really understand how songs were created. Like you would listen to I talked about being influenced like people like Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye and it's like, how do these songs come together?
Mm-hmm.
You get fascinated with that. If it's like a passion for you or it's a gift, sometimes it be a gift. I feel like mine is a gift. So I didn't realize that until much later that you have a gift for that. But just to have the thought processing, to want to understand the art of song,
right?
Or like how a song is crafted, that take you being interested in it. Just like people pick up a basketball, or people want to become doctors and lawyers. Like they want to help people that type of way. I just felt like when I had something I wanted to say, I started trying to put it through song. It was a good way for me to try to express myself coming up. And then I got an opportunity to record when I was real young, and that exposed me to like the real process. Yeah. That exposed me to the real process.
So how old were you when you started?
I would say
experimenting.
Probably like 12, 13 for sure. Yeah, and it was pen to paper.
Okay.
Like I had a notebook, and and at that time I was listening to other people's songs, the instrumentals to other people's songs, but I try to put new words to it. This was before like instrumentals on YouTube. You could just go find a YouTube beat.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to date myself, but
I'm not trying to date myself.
What I'm saying? Yeah, it was at a time where like I was listening to other people's instrumentals. Like they had them out, know, and you could listen to it, but this like 12, 13, yeah, for sure. We was like a youngin'.
Did you put your first song out then? Like 12, 13?
14. I was with my cousin Black Jewel. Shout out to Black Jewel.
Shout out to Black Jewels. I would hit the button, but the button don't work.
Yeah, Bean Boys forever, for sure. So when you see it, cuz you know what's up. And he gave me an opportunity to come to the studio, and I used to be like upstairs in the studio room and just trying to figure my thing out. And then I had another person that had a studio. Shout out to Cecil, and Cecil would be like, you come to the studio and I record you and stuff like that. I was a young kid, and so that's when I started putting my music out. Yeah. And I remember I used to try to do performances when I was that young too.
Mm-hmm.
So I would find people that were around me growing up. If they had birthday parties or anything, like I was trying to do the performances then too.
So how did that go?
It went well. I never been really shy.
You never been shy?
I'm more shy when I'm by myself. Is that crazy? That don't even make sense, but it makes sense to me. I be more shy. I be more to myself when I'm by myself.
Okay.
But when I'm around people, I don't mind being extroverted. Okay. I don't mind sharing. I don't mind discussing. I don't mind talking. As long as what we talking about makes sense.
Do you consider yourself to be an extrovert?
I don't think I'm an extrovert either.
Okay.
I just think I know how to adapt.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I just feel like I adapt. If it ain't time to be in the mix, be in the mix. If it's time to be in the mix, let's get in.
Do you have a time that like you supposed to be in the mix, or you may feel like you're supposed to be in the mix, but you still stay to yourself?
All the time.
All the time.
But wait a minute. You're supposed to be in the mix. I feel like you'll know when the mix is something you're supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll know you can make a conscious decision and be like, this is something that I see valuable for the time that it'll take out of my life to do it.
Okay.
You know? Like if it's an event or somewhere you feel like you should be. I never feel like I should be anywhere but like where I'm presently at.
Okay.
Like where I'm supposed to be, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
So I won't be anxious about it. Like, I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be doing this. Like,
yeah. So that sounds a little, man, we finna go there. That sounds a little spiritual to me, right? Yeah. So do you have like something that you believe in?
Yeah, I believe in God.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure I believe in God, and however y'all want to take it, But I got my own, relationship, and I grew up in a church, Baptist church, Missionary Baptist Church. Is a church on every corner in Memphis. If you're from Memphis, you know what I'm talking about.
You hear me?
But my home church right in South Memphis, East Trigg, and St. Jude Missionary Baptist Church. That's why I grew up in that church. That's why I started really getting an opportunity to sing and people listening to me. And everybody gonna clap for you when you're young. You sing in church, right? So it gave a sense of hope, for me. But I wasn't taking it serious then.
You didn't take it serious. Was this before the 12, 13, 14?
Yeah, this when I was like young. You
Okay.
you sing a song, and they feel good. They clap, look at him. He's so cute singing a song. But then you realize I probably ain't even sounding good. Clothes probably jacked up.
You got some videos?
Yeah, they old video. I had to find them. Yeah,
Man.
I had to find them.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Can I put that on my Instagram? On the
if we could find it, that would be cool. But I don't know where them videos. The church probably got them videos.
Somebody got them.
Somebody
gonna pull them out the vault.
Hey, wait till we get to the extra next level. All type of that's when you see Brandon was doing this. Then young like that. You turned up then. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Pull the shit out the bag.
Hey, it's cool. Hey,
Okay. So all right, I'm gonna backtrack. 12. 13, 14 in the studio, right? Well, okay, what's the next, what happened after that? Like, what's the next step in the story?
Just life, cause I wasn't sure of myself then about the writing, and we still trying it. You know? We were trying it and appreciating music. We was fans of music.
Okay.
And nowadays I try to fast forward just a little bit to make it make sense for everybody that's at home watching. Nowadays, my creative process is just so much further and different from where I was when I was young like that, and when you start to master your craft, which we'll get into a little bit in this conversation, you start to feel the difference, and you feel the growth. Let me use a better word. You start to feel the growth in your life journey, how you process life. All these things go into great songwriting. And how you process other people's stories.
Right.
That's where we get a lot of content from. And so because you can't always be in the mix and be able to understand the times that you live in. Sometimes you got to take a step back and reflect on the times that you live in and really listen to people and figure out what other people got going on. And I think that's what helped me grow the most. I was doing life, 15, 16 years old. You a teenager. You trying to figure out how to stay out of trouble and you trying to figure yourself out. You trying to figure out how to get your wardrobe together, how to get your money right. You trying to, if you smart.
If you smart.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, because everybody ain't there.
I was working when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working.
Where you was working at?
We worked at like arcades when we was younger. Man, I had my own car wash. Man, we been getting to it. I had the kids in the neighborhood. We'd go out and wash cars, but I'd like put it together,
Yeah.
And I went to what's the place called? It's like a auto store, and I asked them could we host a car washes and stuff there during the summertime. Yeah, I was doing stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you a hustler.
For a long time, and I be trying to find a better word than hustle, but we get
Why
to
you don't
it.
Like the word hustling?
Only because the connotation, it gets stigmatized, and I feel like the hustle got to be in you.
Who's stigmatizing it though?
We know. I would say the mindsets that don't understand what hustling really is.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
I feel
and
it.
I'm gonna be diplomatic. so if it fit, the
Do
shoe
your thing.
fit, it fit,
Do your thing.
But to get after it, to really do it and be a hustler, yeah. But like you young, so that's the reason I say that. Work hard and been working hard for a long time, only because that's the cards that you get dealt. And we was doing that to make sure that we could have you know, what I was wanting at a young age. It wasn't no asking nobody for nothing.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't no asking nobody for nothing.
You know. Man. Ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. You want to talk about that? Not asking nobody for nothing? Like.
Except for help, you know, except for help. And when I say asking somebody for something, I'd rather ask them for the job than to ask them for a handout.
Okay.
You know, I'd rather ask them to put me in a position where I can make my own money than to just from one hand to the next, you just give me something. You know?
Do you think that comes from like the way you like the household when you grow up?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't grow up rich, you know, but I ain't gonna have no sad side story about being poor. Mm-hmm. I just grew up. We ain't had what some essential stuff we didn't have, but we had. Guess what we had? We had a roof over our head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shoes.
If I had a button, I hit them.
Just straight up. Shoes might not be what you wanted, but they was there. You know, clothes might not be how you wanted them to be, but they was there. And my mom was a single mom, so you know, shout out to mom, dude.
Shout out to mom.
Straight up.
Button don't work, but I still press it.
It's all right. Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, I would say that it really came from that, seeing how hard my mom worked, you know, and it just made me want to go get. You know, I just wanted my own. I wanted to go get after it. Yeah.
So you got some siblings?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a baby of 7.
You the baby of 7.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm the oldest of 7.
Oh, straight
That's
up,
crazy.
yeah. On the baby of 7, for sure.
Okay. You like being a baby?
I don't get treated like the baby. I get treated like the little big brother. Okay. So, you know, it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
well, you know, ain't no thing about it. It's all good, you know. And because I'm the baby, everybody is doing life. You know, everybody doing their own thing in life. You know, you gotta think my oldest brother's in like his 40s. Yeah. So you gotta think like everybody doing their own life. You know.
Okay. Yeah. And that's your oldest brother in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, most people don't even. Yeah, most people just be seeing me thinking we roaming by ourselves.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot coming on.
Yeah, I'm trying to track like how we got to right here. You know, as far as the career goes, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. So you said we writing, and then I told you life happening because you were a teenager, right? I said we working. Yeah, that's bringing us up to speed on all the topics we talking about.
We about 16, 17.
16, 17 now, right?
Okay.
So we doing high school, and at that time, that's when I started realizing, like, you know, I think this music thing, like everything I would do, I would try to make it a song. Yeah. Project, everything. Okay. It was a song. You know, everybody went to the high school, middle college with me, they'll say, he was always doing it. Every project we had, he gonna write a song and like his how he get up and do his essays like in a song form. Right. He's singing it or he rapping it. So, you know, we had to just figure out how to get stable. And I think for every young person watching this, you know, don't try to zoom fast forward like this conversation. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, pace yourself, make you some money, you know, and then implement some things, you know. Find you somebody around you that know more than you. Right. That can show you some other directions than what you may be going in. If you feel like stuff ain't going right for you, 16, 17, you in high school, you feel like it ain't going the way you want it to go, you ain't got enough resources, find somebody that got the resources and find out how to become valuable to these people and how to become valuable in certain settings, how to become valuable to yourself. Yeah. Love yourself enough to understand it's a lot of resources. Like I'm watching you run this podcast by yourself. You hear me? You know, and so shout out, exactly. Yeah, we need that button right now. You hear me? You know, and so I just want to take the time to be able to say that because I know we going through the story, and we got plenty of time, so I want to make sure I pace it out. But I always want to stop and just hopefully remind people listening to me because I don't want them to get caught up in all of the good stuff we're gonna talk about. You know, but I want to remind them that you got to pace yourself and don't feel overwhelmed and anxious because this thing that we doing behind these microphones, behind these cameras can make you feel real anxious, make you feel overwhelmed, make you feel like you losing. In the game you could never lose in. Just continue to do what you're doing, but pace yourself and let God lead the rest of it. Okay. For sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the way. I'm telling you, that's the way. So then where we at, Shay?
So we like 16, 17.
We was there. We 18. Let's go graduation.
Okay.
Let's go graduation.
So when did you graduate?
I can't give y'all that.
Yeah.
I can't give y'all that.
You don't want to tell me when you graduated?
I can't give them that. I tell you, when I graduated, it was a beautiful time. And so
you play so much.
So let's say 18. I went to what?
So do your audience know your age? Let me ask you then.
Nah, my audience don't really know my age. No, okay. Because it's I got this babyface assassin thing going on. They can't really tell if I'm super young, but the wisdom there, they like I can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah, because they feel you for
but
sure.
I tell you this, I'm in my 20s.
Okay.
Nah, how about that?
Nah,
I'm still in my 20s though. But look, I tell you, 18 and 19, I was at Lemoyne on right after middle college. You know, they gave me an opportunity to go there, and I realized there at Lemoyne, shout out to Lemoyne on.
Shout out to LLC.
Yeah, I realized there that I wanted to do something different. There's nothing wrong with school. There's nothing wrong with being at a HBCU. You got to remember, I was going to high school on the college campus. So we already had most of the experience knocked out, you know. And I just wanted to do more. You know, family was in the neighborhood, church was in the neighborhood, high school was in the neighborhood. I felt like college should not, or my experience post-high school should not. And I think that'll probably hit home and make sense for a lot of people. I felt like it was time to diversify myself. And I remember telling one of the people around me at the time, I told him, I was like, look, I think I'm just going to do this music thing, you know? And the rest of that is history.
So this is the point in which you start to take music like serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I paid for engineering school, audio engineering school. And most people don't know that. I put myself through that. I worked and I put myself through that to figure out how to be a better engineer. Shout out to Ari Morris.
Okay, shout out.
Which is an incredible engineer, audio engineer. You know, he's got artists around him like Lil Rudy. You know, Taliba Sophia, shout out to these fellow Memphis artists that he's working with. But he's also worked with greats like Rod Wave, you know, and so on and so forth. And, I mean, he was teaching me then. Okay. And so that's one of those, did you know? Yeah. I was like 18, 19. And then I was looking for more resources in Memphis to help solidify the business side of it. Because I'm like, okay, I'm engineering. I'm around some cool artists. You know, the artists I started getting exposed to were pretty cool in those settings. And I was like, I want to be more professional. But I don't know anything about this. And I know I don't know. So I looked into the Memphis Music Resource Center at the time. And it was actually taken over by the consortium MMT. Okay. Yeah, it was at the transition time around 2012 where it started to transition over, and all of the database had been moved over to the consortium MMT, which you know where we are with that now.
You tell them where we at.
Yeah, the director of the consortium MMT, which is a nonprofit organization here in Memphis for singer-songwriters, record producers, and recording artists. You, our fellow alum, and myself, I went through the program long before, because that's where I'm going with it, long before I became the director. And that's been a blessing and a journey within itself. But just staying on the path of, I guess, the story for those following along, 19 now is when I found the program. And I thought it was like music business, you know, only. I thought they were just going to give me some paperwork and show me how to do certain things, but no. Right. I was able to meet the legendary David Porter, learn from him other greats like Stevie Wonder, Anthony Hamilton, Ledisi. I mean, it's so many people. Steve Jordan, which is now the drummer for Rolling Stones. You know, just so many people were a part of the program and are still a part of our program. That really gave me a lot of insight on how to become a more professional creative. And I thought I was just going to be doing audio engineering, right? I would come down every Tuesday and start working on production. Every Tuesday turned into every day coming down. I was leaving. I had 2 jobs at the time. I was leaving one of those to come down to the studio and be able to work on my craft every day. And that ultimately turned into exposure, people being able to work with the talents that were coming through. That helped me get better at the craft. That helped me shake the nervousness and the overwhelming feeling of, will people like the music I'm making? Well, I was able to work with other people, so it didn't really matter about what I was thinking it was about. Well, I'm going to say this too. People don't care about how you feel, so how you make other people feel. Yeah, you know, and that's a hard pill to swallow, but when you understand what I mean, it means that normally, like people listening, to see if what I'm saying resonates with them.
Right.
You dig? And that's all I mean by that. And that's part of mastering songwriting. And I was able to walk through that journey with the talents at the consortium, just as I do now, which is, our studio is literally not far from here. It's at the Talent Development Complex, 119 South Main. If you in Memphis, if you sing, songwrite, record produce, and you want to learn more about the business, you want to learn more about songwriting fundamentals and techniques that you can use to elevate your skill sets, you come and talk to me. Very personable. We're gonna make it happen for you, and I would love to see you come through. We in the middle of a program right now, Shay, so I'm kind of fast forwarding. The program orientation was Saturday.
Okay.
So we through our first week. You know how that goes.
I know how
everybody's shaking the jitters off. They figuring out, do I even want to be here? Is this where I want it to be? People figuring out that how beneficial it could be for them, and then people are figuring out how far off they are from where they thought they may have been. And so sometimes you just you have to let people work themselves through the process and be there as a guiding tool and a resource. And ultimately, that's what I've become. It's just a guiding tool for my fellow creators. And, I also try to find people that's smarter than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So, boom, you founded, what was it called at first?
It was the Consortium MMT.
It was always the Consortium.
It was always the Consortium MMT. It still is. When we move buildings, we do all of the work out of the Talent Development Complex. And so that's the only thing that may confuse people sometimes. The Talent Development Complex is under the Consortium MMT.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a complex. It is the actual building where you go to and you do the program, you're able to record, you're able to rehearse. We got the stage room, the recording space. It's where you can come and grow.
Okay. So you was doing that. So I'm just guessing. I don't know. So you was doing that, and you was progressing in that area. But on the other side of it, because you're still working as an artist, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening over here on the artist side?
Let me clear it up. I did like a what you call like an internship. It wasn't even, we didn't even have an internship program. So I'm just saying that it wasn't really an internship. I just asked David, could I come there every day? And he was like, you got to write me. He was like, you got to write me a letter of why you would want to do that and what would it mean to you to be able to do that before I just give you the accessibility to be able to come every day. Let's make this make sense. Thanks, David. Because it showed me then how to properly prepare yourself and function from a position of strength. Because I was able to articulate how important it was for me to be in a studio environment versus the environments that I was used to being in. And that was a pivotal moment in my career. That was one of the moments. If somebody say, what was one of the moments that helped you get over a hump? That moment.
So asking for what you wanted.
Exactly. Being clear about why it would. Being clear, not just asking for it, but being clear about why it was important to me.
Okay.
Why it was so detrimental to like, hey, this is why I need to be doing this. And I feel confident that if I can continue to do this, my trajectory in life could change.
Yeah. And that was how many years ago?
That was a few years ago.
Just a few?
Stop trying to give me Shay.
I'm
Shay
just
keep trying to give me.
I'm just
that was some
plotting
time
out
ago.
the
So that was a few. Yeah, that was
timeline.
All right, that was a few. That was some time ago. So if I would say like 19, 20. That was some time ago. That was some years ago.
So how long have you been working with the consortium?
For a while.
So how long did it? So let me see. So what I want the audience to know is how long it took you to go from walking in the door to being a director.
All right, it took me.
Years.
You
play so much. It took me years.
Yeah, literally. No, can you the expression on years? It took me years to be able to get there, and
because I want people to know that sometimes it don't happen as fast as you think it's gonna happen.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. No, it don't happen as fast, and it don't happen the way you think it's supposed to be happening. It ended up happening like that. You know, it wasn't. I didn't know it would have happened the way that it happened. Mm-hmm. Things had to move around. Mm-hmm. Things had to move around. Stuff had to happen. Other things that were out of my control had to transpire for the God even for me to see how God would put me in position,
right.
you know. But the whole time, clearly, He was putting me in position to be able to do what I love to do, which is help fellow creatives not be so confused about the music business.
Okay.
You know, that's what I'm passionate about doing as I'm writing songs and I'm becoming successful in my own right. I just see and feel the confusion amongst fellow creators when it's like, well, what's my next steps?
Right.
Can I really trust the videos I watched on YouTube about, you know, publishing and this and that, or this person came with a deal on this, and it took time, you know. And then in the time that I was working with the nonprofit organization, I didn't always have a position, you know. So now ultimately it's a give back. And we say we're directing because we just facilitate and curate the energy that's in the building, you know, by continuously giving back to the people that need the resources. And there is no closed door thing about it. That's what we there to do. We ain't gonna stop doing it until God got something else for me to be doing. And that's the truth about it. And that's why I've been there so long, is because I became passionate about helping people navigate through some of the steps to become successful themselves.
Okay. So I see you on social media a lot.
Yeah, good.
And I think I follow you on all my pages.
Yeah.
And I got like a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you a lot of times in the studio. I know you move around a lot. And this is what I'm saying this just because I'm watching Instagram. Okay, so you know I don't have no real facts. This is just me watching what I see. You move around a lot. You be in the studio a lot with all these big names.
Shay know what's going on.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So like, how did you end up in the studio with these people? Because I can't name them right now. I can't name them right now. But I feel like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's really just, there is no like astronomical answer. There is no dreamy answer to it. It took work. You know, people don't take you serious until you show thyself approved. You know, we could try to make it feel good. I could try to make the audience feel good, but really, you got to get to work. You got to.
So what does work look like?
Can you really write records? Well, people take to the records that you write. You know.
So you could write a song. That's what you telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can write the fuck out of a song. Huh?
Yeah. So when it comes to writing the songs and it come to being like, you have to be valuable in studio sessions. You know, people. Nobody want to hang out in studio sessions like that, you know. Not when you work, you know, not when it's what you do too. You don't just hang out in the studio. You want to be a part of what's going on in the process. So the more I started getting exposed over the years to like being in rooms and not saying nothing because I wasn't in position to be that person yet, when I got the opportunity to be in rooms and say something, I take full advantage of it, you know, and I really just make it about getting quality records in. And constantly building those writer, artist relationships with people that could, you know, make this songwriting thing meaningful. You know? Yeah, and create some longevity.
So for like artists that may have never been in the studio with anybody, how are they supposed to know when it's their time to talk and when it's not their time to talk?
Because you understand where you gotta be conscious of where you are in your career.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you need to take a chance. You need to take a leap of faith and have that faith in yourself and be like, look, let me play you something. But it's all on your approach. You know, if it ain't your time to do that and you want somebody else, like if it's not your session to do that, don't do that. You know,
so read the room.
Yeah,
number one.
Straight up. And know where you are. Be conscious of where you are and the personalities that you are around.
Okay.
Not everybody will receive every move that you make the way that you desire to make it if you that naive already, you know. So you got to observe and you got to watch other people sometimes move, and you got to wait for your turn to be like, all right, I've studied enough, I trust myself enough, I believe in my craft enough, other people believe in the craft, because, you know, because you're making music for other people to listen to, so you got to get some feedback from people.
Okay.
So just over time you get feedback, and other people believing in you. Sometimes it takes somebody else believing in you, Shay. You could be at a point in your career where you like, I feel good about it, but you need a break, you know? And people call them big breaks or whatever it is. Sometimes breaks is like, hey, look, I think you could be doing this, and we got the resources to help you do this. We want to see you do this. You clearly can show up and be who you're supposed to be. Let's put you in position to be able to do that because we think you could flourish like that.
Right.
and people have helped me do that.
Okay. So when you in the studio, most of the time, are you just in the studio as an engineer or a songwriter, like, or are you behind the mic as an artist?
I tell you, it's intentional now. Everything's intentional. I mix and master for very few clients, very boutique on that, and it's just very boutique on that because I find certain artist sounds, and they just keep coming back to me because I had a sound.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like I'm saying, hey, I'm the biggest mix and master engineer, but remember, I did go to school for that,
right?
You know, first, like years ago, you know, so I just have grown so much in the creative art form that it hasn't become the thing where I promote first and foremost. But you listen to my music, I'm mixing and mastering those along with another guy named Yoji. So it just depends on what the record is, but it's there. So I would say I'm intentional about that aspect. Majority of my sessions, 90% of my sessions are songwriting sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm cutting the demo. You know, I'm singer songwriter as well, so I cut the demos, and you know, that's what I'm really focused on mastering, continuously mastering, is just being a songwriter. You know, I would love, if God has it in his will, however long it take or however short it take, songwriter of the year.
Ooh.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Straight up, you know, if we had the button, I'm telling you.
I press it.
Look, Shay.
I press it.
God blessed me with the opportunity to be able to hit the Grammys this year.
How was that experience?
It was an experience. The biggest thing, the takeaway from it was not just my presence. It was the opportunity to network with people that you see being successful and becoming successful and their careers growing, and then you get an opportunity to be up close and personal with them. And in your element, you know, during Grammy week, that's the biggest week in music. And when you're able to be a part of the Recording Academy and be able to share the time from that perspective and be able to really get in front of those who are working and have been working, that's a lot of veterans at the Academy. You know, you can learn a lot. You know, people have their different opinions about it, but I'm still in a phase where I just want to learn as much as I possibly can. I don't know if I ever get out of that phase, but it's just about progressiveness and getting in rooms where people have achieved more of the things that you desire to achieve. You know, everybody's goals is different. But like I said, top 10 on the Billboard charts, if you ask me my 5-year goals, you know, I definitely see myself being on the top 100, top 10, and Songwriter of the Year. But we got to get after it, you know.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got to get after it.
If you ain't heard nothing else, if y'all ain't heard nothing else, I hear a very ambitious person sitting in front of me.
Straight
you know
up,
what I'm saying?
Straight, that's what it is.
And I'm talking about being ambitious. Now, it didn't just come from nowhere. Like, you been on it. Like, it ain't, you know.
Yeah, that's likewise. You know,
Hey.
Again, I got to give you respect. I'm seeing the growth. How we meet?
So I think the first time we met was at University of Memphis.
That's right.
I went there for engineering.
And you showed me around the studio.
Yep.
A mutual friend of ours introduced us.
Yep.
And at the time, you showed me. I remember you gave me the tour of the studio. I was glad to see you doing it. You know, especially at the college.
Yeah.
I was excited to see you being able to do it. And then I think that's when I had you connect with me at the consortium.
Yep.
So it's been up ever since then.
Yep.
It's been up ever since.
Y'all gotta remember good people. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Or
it.
value good people, because what they say, this a relationship game.
Straight
It's
up.
crazy. They be saying this a relationship game, and I see people be so fake.
That's true.
That's
true. That's true. That is true.
So
you have to deal with it. You have to live with it and deal with it. You have to. You know what?
Hey,
The music business. I can't speak in other spaces, but the music business, I would hope your doctors and attorneys don't lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
But the music,
doctors and attorneys
Right.
both be
They
lying.
yeah. But the music business specifically can be a tough business.
Yeah.
And I'm encouraging y'all. I'm not trying to say that don't shy away from it if you think about getting into it, but I am saying the business aspect of it. It's just the more knowledgeable you become about the business, not
Yep.
just the music. You don't have to shy away from personalities, because I feel like that's what we really discussing. Realness, quotation, right? That's a personality trait.
Okay.
That's in you. That ain't on you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Fakeness, that's a personality trait. That's in you. That ain't on you.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes face value, we like it may be all right. I you know what I'm saying? let that wall down in these settings or this scenario, and then you realize you like, I should have kept it business.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just the more knowledgeable you become, you don't have to make everything so personable, because you realize in business how you can make things benefit both parties. Whatever stimulate from that, cool.
But okay, so look, making things benefit for both parties.
Yeah.
In my head, will require some type of realness.
It does.
And then that's if you're not getting taken advantage of, because most people just gonna try to get what they get without telling you what they want. You know, so. No, my experience with that is most people not gonna tell you what they want. So I hate having to tiptoe around people.
Most people don't know what they want,
and that's a problem
and
too.
That's a problem, but it's okay too. That's a problem, but it's okay too. It become a more personal problem to them. You know
what he said.
That's why I said we really dealing with personalities. You know,
for sure.
And all these artists and talents that I've been able to work with have taught me that the hard way. You know, this ain't been easy. I owe a million people apologies, you know, that type of thing, you know,
like that.
And I would never be able to give it to them the way that they wanted me to give it to them. But I love you. They know you're gonna do about it, you know. And that's
you play some way.
that's how we have to operate. You know, we first have to lead with love, and we have to stick to the business. And them two things could really keep you out of harm's way, because confusion is the devil.
Okay, I feel that.
Confusion is the devil. You know, if you feel good about something, you feel good about it. If you have to feel a way about something, guess what? That's how you feel a way about it. You don't have to be like, well, I don't want to feel a way. But just accept the fact that it didn't feel comfortable to you, and that's what that feeling was, and move on from it.
And move on.
Yeah, this is about, we finna get into a healing process.
You hear me? Let it go. I'm cool with it. We can get into a healing process. I'm all about it. Yeah. I love healing therapy.
Straight up.
All of that.
Man, I had to go through it myself. That's why I write so many songs. You know, and I know I always bring everything back to music. That's my world.
Bring it back to music.
I don't never get out of it.
Bring it back to music.
But that's one of the things where that's why I love working with artists. I love working with other writers. I love working with producers, because everybody's kind of using it as a channel. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And the more professional we become, it's like I love working with professionals that we get in, we know what our job is, but then we have so much fun because we able to execute on our job effectively. We don't have to worry about, are we going to be able to get quality? We know the quality going to be there.
Right.
So let's have fun, and let's try to get our voices and our instruments to the people, you know? And so that become a healing process in itself. Yep. For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask this question. So for people who may want to be a songwriter, what does a professional songwriting setting look like? Well,
a professional songwriting setting, first off, you have to be asked to be there. You know, sometimes there's briefs involved, sometimes there's intentional artists that you're working with, but a professional setting means timeliness, you know, cleanliness. And what I mean by is just how you approach working with someone. There's a messy way to go about doing it, and there's a very strategic and important process that has to happen, which is building that relationship value. Because when you're creating together, think about what I'm saying, you're creating together.
Right.
There needs to be something more than just the music, and it has to be the emotion that you want to convey through the music. But the music is just a tool at that point in time, because we trying to pull things together to speak to a world that we don't know who we gonna reach, but we try to be intentional about who we want to reach.
Right.
And those are professional sessions. It's like when you can be intentional about why you are there and what you would like to get out of it, and the element, and understanding the elements it'll take to get there. That's professionalism. You know. So yeah. So when you stop going to the studio and hanging out, you know. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, because this music business thing get kind of crazy. All that drinking and smoking in the studio, it's not realistic. It's not realistic for professional settings. You know, whatever you do on your time, cool. Whatever you do after, cool. You know, but you asked me specifically, what is a professional studio session? It's where we can come in, we can get to work, and we are confident in the gift.
How many people are usually in
a professional setting? I can only see the people that's working.
So what that mean?
I can only see the people that's working. If it's people in and out the room, I ain't see you.
Okay.
I can only see the people that's working, and it only be a handful of people.
Handful, like
producer,
5
writers, like 3 or 4 people really, you know, because you have a couple writers. And this is in the beginning, because songs like summer albums from major artists, I won't name any of those. A ton of writers on the album, right? Well, that process happened in different studios at different times. Record was moved over here, worked on the background vocals here, you know, stuff was sent in, and I've worked on albums like that even recent in the past year, where not everything happened at one time in one setting, you know. The songs were moved around and different engineers and that type of thing. And so it depends on the scenario. But most times it's just the people that are working. You know, the people that are actually hands-on, the engineer, your producer, your writers, and your vocalist. If you're not going to be the vocalist as a writer, you know, whoever you're going to have cut the demo. And that's it, you know? Yeah, you got some people that want to hang out and kick it in the studio and stuff, but I can't see those people. You know, I can only see the people that's working.
Focused on them.
Yeah, I can't see them. Yeah.
Tunnel vision to the goal.
Straight up.
You hear me? So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap it up. Is there anything you would like to leave the people with today? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to promote? Anything?
Yeah, for sure, Shay. Thank you so much for having me. Memphis, I love y'all. We got new music coming out. We got new music out. So you can listen to what we have. You can listen to what's on the way. Tap in with me, Brandon Lewis Music, on just about everything. BrandonLewisMusic.com will get you to everything. That's me. The consortium, mmt.org, will get you connected with that. You know, I'm here. We in Memphis. We traveling around. If you get a chance to meet me, act like you know me. You know, be for real about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you love, and I just hope you reciprocate the same thing.
Hey, so y'all make sure you tap in. If you're an aspiring artist.
Come on.
Make sure you tap in with the consortium. Okay, consortiummmt.org. Don't know how to spell consortium. I'm just playing. I can spell it.
Spell it how it sounds. It's gonna come up. Don't worry about it. It's on my pages too. So everything links to everything. Once you get tapped in with me, you know, just let me know you're interested, and I'm here.
You hear me? And make sure you follow me on Instagram at T.S.S.P.H. You hear me? And subscribe to YouTube. I almost forgot. That's crazy.
Better do it.
Subscribe to YouTube. YouTube right now is the only place you can get this information, this video, this interaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. It's the same thing. T.S.S.P.H, the Shake Shack Production House. And thank you. Woo! That's me making the clap sound because we ain't got one. Woo!